Hello there folks, me RJB from RJB TV, and I'm back again with the continuation of Brain against Byul in a Protoss battle, because that is how they determine who's truly the best. You play the same race against the same race. In the previous game, Brain was not able to... Brain won. In the previous game, Brain won. I almost said that Byul won, but it was Brain. Brain put on an amazing display of all sorts of skills, and Byul tried to hang on in there, but he couldn't hang on for long enough, and eventually his hands did slip and he fell and tumbled. Which brings us to game number 2. Also, a short little note that I want to add. My other microphone, the one that I usually use, it just stopped working. It just broke. Like something with the plug-in and the cable, everything just broke, and I had a different plug, but the plug also didn't work on the microphone. It's just the microphone is broken. That's basically what it comes down to. So now I'm using a cheaper microphone with, honestly, a worse quality, and there's less sound editing options on this microphone, so the sound quality on my voice might not be as good as usual, but who cares? We're here for StarCraft. We're here for the match and the action between these two very heroic players. Maybe I'm overselling them a little bit too much, but they are the two best players in StarCraft at the moment on fastest map, so maybe I'm not. So Nexus first there from both players. A little bit different from last game, I believe. I think we had a gateway first into a Nexus from Byul. I'm not too sure. My memory is failing me because it's been 2 days, and usually I remember what happened in the previous match much better than this, but I kind of forgot exactly what opening both players did in the previous game. I just know that this game we have double gateway there from Brain, might go for a triple gateway, or is it going to be a forge? Is a pylon. Triple gateway against double gateway. Notice how he doesn't build the second pylon. He first gets the gateway and then the pylon, like right with this one. So that's the little switcheroo that we're having. Both are actually going for a triple gateway though. 4 gateway from Brain, and a gas there from Byul. So 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Scouting opposite directions. But Byul will find Brain a little bit faster than Brain will find Byul, because Brain scouted the wrong direction. And yeah, Byul just went the right direction, so he's gonna find him pretty soon. 1 gasser coming up there from Brain, so it's a 4 gateway gas, and here we have a cybernetics core from Byul. Fast, much faster gas. This gas is like about halfway done, but Byul finds Brain and Brain finds Byul. So actually they find each other at the exact same time, because Brain skipped scouting the corners and went only for the middle swans, which is kind of cheating. You're kind of gambling at that point. Oh, Zealot there from Byul makes its way through unprotected, undetected. Well, he sees it, but nothing has spawned yet, so he might actually get 1 or 2 kills. Does he get there in time? He gets there right on time. He tries to block it. Actually, he does a perfect job of catching that Zealot. It's stuck in there right behind the probes, makes his escape. Brain's Zealot also arriving there in Byul's base. Double Zealot there on the scene. No kills from either player yet. Both players still on 22 probes, no kills. They got in there, but despite there being no cannons, they managed to perfectly protect their probes from any harm, which is rare. Most of the time, the micro on the offense by these players is so good that they do manage to get a couple hits in, and we kill 1 or 2 probes despite the opponent defending almost perfectly. So because the 4 gateway is on the map, we do have a politely building there for Brain. One out there got sniped, got taken down. The advantage of the 4 gateway is not yet kicking in, because he has to travel from his own base to Byul's base. That takes some time. By the time he arrives, another Zealot is spawned, also a cannon in the back that's going to keep Byul safe from those Zealots for sure. We have a Citadel of Adun. Oh wait, that's a Citadel of Adun there from Byul. Very slow and light cybercore there from Brain. A lot of minerals saved up in his bank, by the way. A lot of minerals saved up in his bank, which is very rare. Usually Brain doesn't really overmine and unspend a lot of his money. So that's a robotics and a forge. Triple gasser on the bottom. Still steadily producing on every single gateway, adding on 2 more gateways. I feel like on triple gas you cannot really produce from 6 gateways, but Brain apparently seems to be capable of doing that, because I don't think he would make the mistake of having 3 gas and then too many gateways, unable to produce from the gateways. So this is a perfect optimization where he's basically playing right on the edge of impossibility and possibility. Really playing right on the edge. And he catches Byul by surprise just a tiny little bit, manages to get a couple more kills than he loses Zealots, and now the Dragoons are coming over as well to support that line in the front that's tanking shots, but I think all the Zealots will die, and then Speed will kick in very soon. Speed is on the way there for Byul, by the way. Speed on the way. Dark Templars are on the way as well from 2 gateways, going for 8 gateway total. Range on the way there for Dragoons of 1 attack. They're also researching. The micro on the middle there from Brain is buying him a lot of time while doing damage, trying to minimize damage, of course, to buy time for his Observer, because it looks like he knows that Byul is going for a Dark Templar. I think he scouted the Citadel of Adun, which of course usually means Dark Templars. Dark Templar already arrived though. Observer is on the way there from Brain. His Observer is finished up just right about now. Cannon coming up there in the back. 1 cannon there in the front to provide some frontline detection against the Dark Templars. The Dragoons are basically setting up and getting into position to just protect the front. Knowing that Byul went for fast DT and speed, he can probably deduce the drops are not yet happening, but just to be sure and certain, he's already putting up pylons, because you could be wrong in your assumptions of what you scouted and what your opponent is doing. So he's getting the pylons there to get a vision on the sides to function as a warning system, but now he's going for the counterattack with the Observer and the Dragoons. Zealot Speed is finished there for Byul. Byul escapes from his base, going to try to flank from behind and block those Dragoons into that choke point. But Brain notices just on time and makes his escape. Takes a lot of damage there though. He's making his way out of there. Dark Templars coming in there from the side as well. Observer overshot the mark. And that is a lot of damage there coming down onto Brain. It was a very good move there from Byul to move to the top side and flank from behind as Brain was looking to attack. It was a very smart move there from Byul. I gotta give it to him. Very smart move. So 2 more gateways coming up for a total of 13 gateways. There is an observatory, robotics on the way. Triple cannon there to protect the probes and provide some detection. 1 more cannon there on the way. Brain has an observer moving into this bottom side to check up on what is here. He's going to set it a little bit higher, I believe. He's going to go in there and see what's happening. A follow attack there from Byul. Snipes the cannon. Observer is away from home. Dark Templars coming in undetected. So the Dark Templars might actually kill quite some stuff. He's going to have to pull the Observer back to his choke. He's splitting up to the sides of his base, running away, trying to buy time for the Observer to arrive. Running to the cannons in the back, which exposes the front, but losing a little bit of real estate in the front is not as bad as losing your entire army, because your army is going to keep you in the race, going to keep you in the game. Relocating, trying to run away from those Zealots. Speedy Zealots are scary as hell. Level 1 attack upgrade is finished there for both players, so 1 attack for Byul and for Brain. Reaver there in the back. Reaver is going to turn the tide. Also notice no drops from Byul just yet. It's all going to come down to this Reaver changing the outcome of this game, because at the moment Byul is aggressively shoving Brain back into a corner. He's also building up a big bank because he lost a lot of pylons. Also, Levinas is busy microing, loses a cannon there on the side. Reaver is helping out quite well, but the army supply is growing bigger and bigger in favor of Byul, because Brain only has 10 gateways, of which 2 in the front are dying. So now make it 9, and soon it's going to be 8. This is going to snowball out of Brain's control. That's what I believe is going to happen. But I might be wrong. He's going to try to use a double Reaver to kill the Dragoons in the front. He's going to try to use the Reaver damage to leverage himself back into the game. Shoal almost gets sniped. Shoal has no speed yet. Speed is not on the way. Armor's on the way for both players. He's attacking from both sides. Byul is dominating this game. This is a beautiful performance from Byul. Beautiful performance from Byul. Really strong performance. It all comes back to that backside flank attack, where he managed to catch Brain's Dragoons out of position and kill more than Brain could afford to lose, and that all snowballed. Byul immediately added on a lot more gateways because he noticed, you know what, this is my opportunity to use macro and send units and micro like a boss, which he's doing. Snipes another Reaver there arrives on the back. The gateways in the front are unpowered. He only has 5 gateways powered by pylons, 4 gateways, 3 gateways unpowered, unable to produce. It's just snowballing out of control rapidly. rapidly snowballing out of control. 5 cannons in the back. Reaver is being microed expertly, but it's not going to be enough. It's just an overpowering force. 50 supply difference. Brain is going to have to call GG, and he does, which makes it 1-1 for both players. Both players have one win, and we are going into game number 3. Just quickly switch over and load up game number 3. That was a very good game there from Byul, honestly. Honestly, very good game from Byul. Okay, it's very hot here. It's very, very hot. We've had basically 30 degrees plus Celsius for most of this week, and I still don't have air conditioning. I don't know why. I should get air conditioning at some point. I really gotta get air conditioning. Because I moved to a new apartment last year, and boy, does it get hot in this apartment. It is really hot. It's very difficult to get the heat out of here. It just stays inside. You open all the windows at night to get that colder air in, and it just doesn't cool down. Not much, at least. Not much. It's very hot. I'm sweating because the game is very exciting, but also because it's just very, very hot. It's almost unbearable. I really got to get this stuff fixed. So, Brain, bottom of the map. Byul, top right corner on the pink Protoss. Game number 3. Score 1-1. What will Brain do to avenge his loss from the previous game? What will Byul do to secure a second win? To ride the wave of success? Whenever you win a game, you kind of feel like you're on top of the world and you can keep winning and winning all day long straight to the bank. Just don't ever get overconfident. Be confident, but don't be overconfident. Don't be cocky, but be sure of yourself that you can do it. Never give in to those doubts that you might not be able to withstand the pressure of your opponent. So yeah, Nexus, Gateway, and we have a double gateway there from Brain. Small little space in between, which I don't really like, but it is what it is. Sometimes it just happens. Gas coming up there in the back is probably going to go for 2 Gateway, Dragoon, and the 3rd Gateway. Most likely, that's my prediction. Whereas Byul is going for a triple gateway after a Nexus. So Brain is going to have to find Byul pretty quick, pretty soon, and then just harm him and damage him over and over, not letting Byul feel the advantage of the +1 Nexus on a triple gateway. Because his production will be better than Brain's if all those gateways can produce without interruption, if the economy does not get hurt. And guess what? Brain has a little bit of bad luck because he's sending the Zealot further away from Byul's base. Like he's going to the far opposite end of the map. So when he finds Byul, that Zealot is never going to arrive before Byul has his own Zealots. So it pains me to say this, but I'd say that Byul currently has the superior position in this game. Because there's no way that the Zealots walking from across the map are going to outnumber the triple gateway production, because Brain has a double gateway production. So it's double gateway against triple gateway, which completely offsets the advantage Brain might have had if he had found Byul earlier, and if those Zealots had arrived there on time, which they are not. Like 4 Zealots, 1 Zealot. It's not happening. Okay, 3 Zealots against 4. Still not happening. We do have Dragoon range and Dragoons on the way, and a 3rd gateway being built there for Brain. We have a Cyber Core there for Byul, so Byul can pivot and switch over into a different build order if he wants to. He has the gas, he's got the Cyber Core, got a Citadel of a Dune on the way, probably gonna go for speed. If he had decided to go for Dragoons and Dragoon range, I would give this game to Byul 100%. But the fact that he's going for Zealots with speed, and Brain is going for Dragoons with range, Brain is going to have, up until Zealot speed finishes, up until that moment he's going to have the advantage with the Dragoons, because he can micro for days against the slow Zealots. And he went for a 4 gateway here back at home, so it's going to be 4 gateway against triple gateway. Speed should be coming up very soon, unless he's going to go for a for Templar's Archive. It is a Templar's Archive, so speed is going to be delayed even more, but the Dragoons have arrived. Observatory on robotics on the way for Brain, to get the observatory later on for observers. So he knows that Dark Templars are on the menu. He knows. He's microing 2 units on 2 locations, 3 groups of units on 2 locations. Excuse me. I had a burp. I'm sorry. This microphone doesn't have a mute option. It does not have a mute option. Okay, so he's somehow managing to minimize the damage, but the amount of zealots on the map for Byul is pretty worrisome. Like, Dragoons are great, you can micro them for days, but they don't really do that much damage against zealots, to be honest. He gets a couple Dragoons stuck, that's a nightmare. You cannot allow that to happen. You cannot allow that to happen. Another Dragoon takes a lot of damage. This game is not going too well for Brain, but I don't want to write him out just yet. But I do feel like Byul is just in the lead, because he's got more probes, he's got 6 gateways against 4 gateways. You do have robotics there and observatory for Brain on the way, so observers will soon arrive to offset the Dark Templars, but they are not there yet. They still have to be produced and be flown over across the map, which should give Byul time to get Dragoon Zealot speed finished and level 1 attack closer to completion. This is going to be a very difficult game for Brain. Dark Templar arrives, gonna push the Dragoons back. 1 Dragoon dies, second one stays alive, barely though. He's trying to micro away from the Dark Templar. He's trying to buy as much time as he can, but is not really going as well as he wants to, because the Dark Templar is pretty fast and his damage is pretty damn fucking high. So more Dragoons arriving. He's got a pretty good Dragoon army with Zealots produced from 6 gateways. And Dragoons in the way as well for Byul. I really feel bad about this one. I feel bad for Brain about this one. I just do not think this is a winnable game. The Dark Templar is still hitting. Even if the Dark Templar is not killing, he's hitting Dragoons. And hitting Dragoons, you know, it makes them weaker because they die faster once a big fight breaks out. So this is a nightmare. Observer arrives on the scene, traps the Dark Templars. Dark Templars do go down, but the Dark Templars have done so much damage. I think they had like 30 or, well, maybe not 30, 20 swipes in total. So 20 times 40 damage. That's a lot of damage. So he arrives in Byul's base. Byul is going to flank from behind and block those Dragoons yet again. The same move from last game. Brain overextended, gets caught, and he will lose the Dragoons. Calls CG, he knows it's over. That's kind of an unlucky game for Brain. He just scouted the wrong way and found Byul on the far opposite end, while his own Zealot was already on the other opposite end, because he sent it there, because he didn't scout this corner yet. That's the downside of scouting middle spawns first and then scouting the corner spawns. If you find your opponent on a middle spawn when you only scout the middle spawns, that's great. You save some time. But if they're on a corner spawn and they're doing a build order that is strong against yours and you do not get the early game advantage, then you're just shooting yourself in the foot. And that's what happened with Brain right there. He shot himself in the foot. Nothing went as he wanted it to. And Byul gets, I wouldn't say an easy second win, but the build orders were definitely in his favor, and so were the spawn locations. Sometimes that just happens, sometimes things just work out in your favor. And the skill comes in knowing how to capitalize on all those little advantages that random situations and occurrences give you. This is RTB from RTB TV, and hope to see you return for the next video. The PvP battle rages on very soon.